Good morning you guys, it's Karen, and today I'm talking about how to heal your dry hands, dry cracked hands that are possibly as a result of overhand washing and alcohol gel, etc, etc. I, just as a background, don't really have dry hands most of the time. The last time I had dry hands and was using like a hand cream or something for it, was an oil actually, was when we got Watson, because obviously with him being a puppy we were constantly in and out in the back garden picking up poop, etc. So we were washing our hands like constantly then, and my hands did get over dry. But with the normal amount of washing throughout the day, they didn't. I just don't have dry skin. Fast forward to the pandemic and the constant hand washing and also using the alcohol gel, and my hands became dry, and I could start to feel, you know, like I put my hands like this and think, oh, they feel quite dry. But the thing that horrified me the most was when I was doing my gel polish and I put my hand under my UV lamp and I could actually see that my hand was completely scaly, and I was horrified. I was just like, I've never had skin like that. So after seeing that, I set about trying to repair my hands, following my little list of tips and tricks here. And I also use this little gadget. I've used this before actually on my face, but completely forgot I had it in the drawer, and I checked and they're still available on Amazon. It's just a little gadget. It's actually got Chinese writing on it. It's only a cheap one, but it tells you how much moisture and how much oil there is in your skin. And so I thought I would try this by testing it before I had done all of these things and then afterwards, and the moisture levels in my hands had increased definitely. But I can see that anyway, you know, I can see that it's no longer scaly and it feels lovely and smooth. So apart from products, there are a couple of things that you can do to help prevent your hands getting worse and to help them heal. Number one is to wear gloves whenever you are cleaning anything. I do that instinctively because I'm actually allergic to things like washing up liquid. If I get washing up liquid on my hands, it makes them itch. You know, we've got kind of eczema running in our family, and so I've always worn washing up gloves. Even if I'm wiping the sideboards with a wet cloth and, you know, disinfectant or whatever, I'm wearing gloves. So that's something you can do to avoid getting anything with detergent on your hands, because that will, you know, irritate them, take away the moisture, make them worse. So wear some nice gloves while you're cleaning. Obviously we all need to wash our hands more at the moment and use alcohol hand gel. The alcohol hand gel is the best one to be using, but obviously hand washing is better if you can do it. But when you are washing your hands, try not to use hot water. That's something that I'm probably quite guilty of, especially when it's been really cold. You know, I want to come in and run my hands under the hot water until it gets to the point where I can no longer bear it, and that's very bad for your skin. That will just strip it of moisture. So try to keep the water lukewarm. And this one is a tricky one, but try to use unperfumed soap. That's something else that I hadn't been following, and then I was like, right, okay, I need to do everything with these scaly hands to stop this happening, and perfume is just going to irritate your skin and not help them heal. So unperfumed soap, lukewarm water. The next one on the list is probably something you're not going to want to do just for your hands, but if you do struggle with dry skin in general, what you can do is get a humidifier. That's something that will help when you're in the house, as most of us are most of the time at the moment. That can help with the moisture in your skin, because it's putting moisture into the air, and especially if you're using something like hyaluronic acid, which is going to draw moisture from the air. If there's no moisture there, it's going to go inwards and draw the moisture from your skin. You can buy mini humidifiers. You know, what I would say first is to check the humidity in your house by using a hygrometer, and you can get an app on your phone to check it. Number 4 is probably something we all know, but increased fluid intake. It's something I forget about. I forget about the fact that the more water you drink, the more hydrated your skin will be. I just never make the connection, but that it is the case. If you drink more water, if you drink more fluid, your skin will be more hydrated. So that's something else you can do. Okay, next we're going to talk about products to put on. And so my tip on number 5 is when you're applying any hand cream, to put something underneath it. And that something underneath it can be a moisture spray, which is one of the things I've used. It can be oil, any type of oil. It can be hyaluronic acid. It can be just plain water from the tap. So one of the things you can do if you don't want to buy or use an extra product is put your hand cream or hand ointment by where you wash your hands. When you wash your hands, wash them dry like that with the towel, so dry your palms. But if you leave a bit of water on the top and then put the hand cream on top of that, it will seal the water in and that will give you more moisture. So let me show you what I've been using underneath my hand cream, and I'll show you the hand cream that I've been using. Actually, I years ago, like I said, I had the problem of dry hands when we got Watson as a puppy, and this is what repaired my hands on its own, nothing else. This is the Chemistry brand Retinoil Pro Repair Body Oil for scars, stretch marks and daily care. I just use this on my hand because it's a kind of dry oil, and although it does still leave a residue, I needed something really intense at the time, and so this is another bottle. It is something I've repurchased. I really enjoy this, and that on its own worked for my hands back then. But I had been using this a couple of times because I don't really have hand cream in. I've got a few hand creams I think that I've been given as presents, but like I said, don't really use hand cream. But I've been using this after seeing that dry cracked skin, and it on its own wasn't completely working, so I needed to add something else in. So I started using this underneath my hand cream, but the other oils I've used underneath with success is this one. I've tried these different oils and they've all got something a little bit different about them. The Retinoil, this has actually got fragrance in it. It's quite a strong fragrance, so this is probably one to avoid. That was maybe why my hands were itching, actually, because of the fragrance in that. This is just straight jojoba oil that I got from Amazon. This is actually not an oil, it's a liquid wax ester. It's very similar to the oil that we have in our skin, so this would be a really, really good one to use. And so I've used this a few times underneath, and I really like that because it feels quite rich, but it doesn't feel quite as greasy underneath hand cream, and I've been putting hand cream on top of that. And then the other one that I've used is the Borage Oil from Borage Oil from The Ordinary, because this is a super thick one, and this one really does make your skin feel lovely. So it's just a little liquid oil, and again it feels really, really rich, but this one is a bit oilier than using the jojoba oil. So use those and then put your hand cream on top, and that kind of seals the oil in and helps. The other thing I've been doing is I've been keeping the hand cream that I'm going to show you right beside me in the living room, and before using it I've been using this. This is a moisture spray. This is the Indeed Labs Hydroluron Moisture Mist. So this is something I've been using on my face, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to start using this and just spritz it on my hands and then put my hand cream on, which for me is this. This is the Extreme Hydration Concentrate by the Chemistry, what are they called again? The Chemistry brand. I thought they were called Hand Chemistry for some reason, but I think it's because they do another hand cream called Hand Chemistry. I don't actually recommend the other one. The pink one is one that I have tried and I don't love it. It is quite perfumed from memory, and it's not one that, it's probably a good anti-aging one, but it's not brilliant for dry skin. So I just put this on top. Before this, I was just using my face moisturizer on top. I would be spraying this on or putting some oil on and then using whatever face moisture I was using on top, because I always do this kind of in the evening as part of my evening routine. But I recently discovered this and I've been using this for about a week and I absolutely love it. I feel like as soon as you put this on, in fact, let me put it on all over this hand and then let me show you the hands together to see if you can tell the difference. Somebody did ask me to do a before and after picture, but I had started using products. See, can you see any difference there? So I've got it on that hand and not on this hand. I feel like it just instantly makes my skin look smoother and kind of younger. That's what I can see anyway. I don't know whether it will show up on the camera, but it feels amazing. Yeah, somebody did ask me to do it before and after, but I'd already started using products, and when I did try and take pictures of my hands, it just doesn't show up. You know, the dry scaliness doesn't really show up unless it had developed further. I don't think it's something you can see on camera. Like I said, I don't know whether you can see it there, but my goodness, it makes a massive difference. And I feel like my hand instantly looks younger. I am in love with this. It's so, like, it's non-greasy, but you can feel that it's working. You know, it's instantly sunk in and giving you a lovely smooth finish. And even having the oil underneath it doesn't make it, I don't put the oil on the palm of my hands right enough, but it doesn't make you feel like, you know, you can't touch anything. It feels really, really nice. And before finding this, like I said, I was just using my face cream. Oh, something else actually, when you're doing your nighttime skincare routine, whatever you put on your face is probably going to be good for your hands. I'd avoid any actives at the moment, so no, don't put like your tretinoin on or anything like that. But peptides would be great to put on your hands because they do draw moisture to it. Hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, anything like that has probably got, you know, something in it that's going to draw moisture to it. So put that on and then follow with whatever hand cream you're using. It's best to use something that is really quite like more like an ointment than a cream if you can. So something like Vaseline. I know not everybody loves Vaseline, but Vaseline is something that if you put that on your hands will feel a bit like you will feel like you can't touch anything, but that's something that will really do them good. If you could do that like before you went to bed, that would really, really help, especially if you sprayed something underneath it or put some oil underneath it. So from a product's point of view, I've told you about this. This to me is the best hand cream that I have found, but I haven't tried that many because, like I said, I don't really tend to use hand cream. A lot of hand creams are perfumed. I would avoid the Body Shop hand creams, to be honest with you, because fragrance is in like their top 5 ingredients, and that's just going to irritate your hands and not help them heal, you know. Superdrug Own have one that I believe I've used before, so I'll make sure and link that in the description. I don't have it just now because this is like my holy grail now, I would say. And if I find any others that I can recommend that don't have fragrance in, etc., I will link them as well. So that's what I would say for hand creams. And then for oils, again, I'll link this one. This is jojoba oil, really, really good. Just like the skin oils. Borage oil, this borage oil is really thick. And so this is one that you'd probably want to put on at night. And then the retin oil is great, but it is perfumed. I'll link this as well, and any other moisture sprays I can find. But if you don't have something like this, you can just use, you know, leave the water on after you've washed your hands. That's everything. That's everything for today. Hopefully there's a couple of tips you can use from that video. Certainly my hands now, I tested them actually under the UV light just to have a look, and there is no more scaliness. They don't feel scaly. They feel lovely and soft. They don't. What was happening was after I'd say get out of the bath where I'd washed, I'm not somebody that gets out and puts body lotion on because I don't have dry skin, but I'd think, oh, do you know what, my hands feel tight, and they were like that. Every time I washed them, they would feel tight, and so yeah, I've been starting to use this quite a lot, and yeah, my hands feel great just now. So thanks so much. Give us your tips for keeping your hands nice and moisturized and not dry, and I will speak to you again soon. Nearly forgot to tell you my makeup. My makeup is Hourglass Stick Foundation in Shell. On my eyes is the Bare Minerals Pigment in Vanilla Sugar. On my cheeks is a new blush by Vieve. I can't remember the name of it though. I'll put it in the description, but it's Vieve blush. And this is the liquid lipstick by Sleek in Birthday Suit.